Ensuring there are hunting opportunities today and for future generations remains a core value for the Alberta Fish and Game Association. It may come as a revelation to some that one of the critical roles the Alberta Fish and Game Association contributes towards is in the area of game management.
So yeah, human population has changed the landscape in so many ways and in so many factors that we actually have to become a factor in helping to manage the wildlife on the landscape now. It would just be unfair to the animals and unfair to ourselves as even not necessarily consumers of the resource, but just enjoyers of the resource. I mean, we like, just anybody can go down a road and see deer and ducks and everything. We like that too. We don't just necessarily want to say conserve them all so we can harvest them. We want to conserve them for future generations.
Making those management plans is becoming more difficult as the amount of habitat continues to shrink, especially when it comes to Crown land.
And it's bigger than the sale of Crown land too. Things like mineral leases where there's a huge area tied up in the lease for many, many years, and it seems to be very slow to get it turned back to the public. Cattleman is one example. So we've lost access to large areas and larger than is needed for the industrial application that's happening.
Access to the backcountry remains one of the hot-button issues, according to Stewart.
Probably one that we hear most about recently is access. And certainly we understand that in some cases managing access, talking public land here, is necessary to not have destructive access and not have and too much access roads in every drainage or whatever, but people still need to be able to utilize our backcountry and resources.
The AFGA is involved in numerous habitat projects. One of the largest is a fence program which involves improving antelope migration corridors.
So that program is actually taking the page wire out, or the bottom barbed wire strand, and replacing it with a smooth wire 18 inches off the ground. That's to facilitate antelope crawling under the fence. And that it's helping greatly for their migration routes, and it's also preventing the hair loss from the barbed wires on their backs and stuff, so they don't have like frostbite and whatnot and damage caused by severe winters in the wintertime.
These programs require funding, so the AFGA was disappointed in a decision to reduce the cost of hunting licenses for seniors.
It was a surprise. If it keeps older hunters hunting and they take a youth with them and pass along some of that great knowledge, on that side you could say it's maybe a good thing. From a sheer dollars available for conservation, it's a lot of money out of the hunting license revenue stream that's not available for conservation, and a significant portion of the conservation efforts are funded by those types of revenue streams.
While issues remain, it's still a pretty good bet that Alberta is one of the best provinces to enjoy a hunting experience.